Welcome back, guys, and here's Lake 5. Believe it or not, we're in February. Can you believe this weather? I don't know about you guys up north, but down here in the Cambridge, London area, it's February and we're in t-shirts and shorts at 16-17 degrees for more than a week now. It's unbelievable. So this is my first session on the bank since you last seen me in France in December. And I'm itching to get going. I've been so excited, I couldn't even sleep last night. And I've come down to a water about half an hour from where I live, Fenland Fisheries, the Fenland Lake. You might have seen Mozza fish it in the winter series not so long ago. And he managed to winkle a few out. It has got cold water form. So I thought, why not come down? It's not too far from where I live, about half hour or so. And get stuck in and hopefully pinch a bite or two. We're here, we've got 48 hours. I'm itching to get going. It's set to be a beautiful couple of days at 17 degrees. And it's you know, we're not even in March. It's ridiculous. So after the hottest summer, followed the hottest autumn that I've ever fished. I mean, in November I was in shorts and t-shirt on a couple of occasions. And now we're heading towards the end of February. And I'm in a t-shirt and I'm warm. And I'm just loving life. I don't know about you guys, but for me spring is the ultimate, and definitely my 100% favourite time of the year, and I just love it. As the days get longer and longer each week you come, and got to pick up one of these two pegs. I've got a mate coming down tomorrow, so we'll meet him. Hopefully he'll get a couple of bites, and yeah, this is the peg I'm going to choose. The exact same peg as Mozza fished in the DNA winter series. I know the lake pretty well myself, and I know there's some nice spots out here in general anyway, and the fish do hold up out there in the middle section of the lake, especially this time of year, so it'd be silly not to. So let me run you through what we've got in here. We've got some old fish, we've got new fish, we've got some 20s, we've got some doubles, all sorts of shapes and sizes, and of course I wouldn't be here if there weren't them few real big gals to go at. Probably 5 or 6 30s. There's a 37 or 36.5 or something out 2 weeks ago. So there's 4 or 5 really good fish to go at. Some proper chunks. Be nice to get one of them on the bank, as I've never had a 30 out of here. But I love this little lake, I really do. If you're in the Cambridge area, definitely get down and have a go. It does get a bit busy during the school holidays with all the young uns. But this time of year, look, February, look at the pegs. Loving it. It's just me and one other guy on at the minute. Well, I say on, I'm not even on. Look, the van's not even unloaded. Beautiful blue skies. I'm itching to go, and we'll leave it there and we'll catch up when I'm sorting bits out. I'll see you soon. Right, so I've been here about 20 minutes, half hour or so now. Had a little walk round and spoke to our mate over there. He ain't had nothing today, but a nice fish just stuck his head out right there on camera. Can you believe it? A good size 20 as well, really slowly. So the water's really cold, so the fish are going to still be moving really sluggish, but things are looking alright. The pressure's not great, not a great moon phase, but I'm still confident of a couple of bites. But as I turn around, look, you'll see I've got all the bits out the van and that. But before I do anything, I've got the spod rod set up. I'm gonna, before I even let out for a spot, all I do is the bit of bait first, so I'll keep my shadow out of it. So here's what we got, if it zooms in. There we go. In here, it's just simply some hemp and a little bit of wheat and some pieces of boilie, not much. I've got more bait with me, obviously. I'll probably put about a handful of chops in there and probably half a tin of hemp and a few bits of wheat. And then to that as well, look, you can see here I've got a pint of casters with me, a tin of Scopex corn, because I find this really turns them on in the cold weather, from Bait Tech, and I've got some pellets. So I'm not going to go too mad. You can see this, I mean look, if I scoop this bucket up, you can see how much bait I've got in there, but I've got plenty of juice in there. So first of all, I'm going to just dip the pellet in, straight in. Loads of different sizes in there, and you can't really see. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? I'm going to mix all that pellet in and let it soak some of that goodness up. Actually, I'm going to add a few more bigger pellets to that as well, because it's early in the year. They should be starting to switch onto fish meal pellets and stuff. Sorry for the bad views. And then some sweet corn juice. See if I can keep this camera on so you can see. Right, and then not too much corn, but probably half a tin. I don't want it too blatant and too visual out there, but in the same way, corn is easily digested in cold water. And then give that a little stir again, just extra juice for the pellet and the boilie to suck in. I will add this. I've got more of this mix put aside, but I don't want to mix the pellet into that mix so it goes all slodgy. So what I do is the boilie was added to this juice and this mix early this morning, probably about 8 hours ago now. And then I'll leave these pellets to soak in while I find a spot for about 20-30 minutes, because pellets exhaust fast. And then I'll get the bait in. And then, not much caster, but you'll see. Let's not forget we are in February, so bites are still hard to come by, even though it's warm. Couple of little handfuls of that. There we go. There are a lot of nuisance fish in this, so cast is definitely the better option. Give that a little stir in, and now that looks like a mix to be proud of. I'm going to try and bring it up to the camera. Let's get your hand in there. That's the mix. It will go a little bit drier as it sucks in, the pellet sucks in a bit of the juice. Lots of little bits and pieces, but nothing that's going to fill them up too much, but plenty for them to get their heads down on. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It smells nice too. And the boilie I have in here is actually a new test bait that's not out yet. We've been testing it. I actually used it last year and had a few big fish on it. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's a real spicy bait, and it's going to be the 4th boilie out in the range. And obviously the good old faithful enzyme, as we're coming into spring in the next couple of weeks, so it will start really fishing its nuts off and coming into its own. So there's the bait. I'm going to let out, find a spot, get some bait in, and then worry about everything else after. See you soon. Right guys, as you can see, I've still got bits and pieces everywhere. Although we've got this lovely beautiful February heat, I must remember it's still winter and the nights are still long at the minute and the days are very short. So it's only 5:30. You can see we're losing the light a bit. Although when I turn around behind us, it looks a fair bit lighter. But I should imagine we've probably got about 25 minutes till dark. I've got as far as the ground sheet so far, but the main bit is we dropped a bit of bait in. I put all that bait out there over these 2 rods. You can see the traps are almost set. One of them's set, and the other one there I've just got in the water, deep in the water there, and just sinking the mono for a few minutes. Both casts went out perfect, so feeling hopeful, I guess. Get my first bite of 2019 underway, get some confidence rolling through for when we go and fish for them real big gals a bit later on. Let me just run you through the rods that I'm using at the minute. Absolute beauties. This is why I enjoy fishing this place as well, because I'm actually using 2 1/4 pound test curve rods. They're the Fox Duo light tips, and they're amazing rods. I don't know if I said that right, it might be the wrong way around, but you get 2 tips with it, a quiver tip, and then you get the 2 1/4 tip. Absolutely beautiful rods. It's got the new material, which is like the best material you can have for rods, so bend right through, powerful, brilliant for casting. Even though the 2 1/4, I'm still getting 2.5 ounce leads out there with nice bags on, you know, 12-13 wraps comfortably. And there's not much weed to fuss about in this lake, and certainly no snags to worry about, so it allows me to have a bit of fun. We're in winter, and you know, just getting a bite and I get good bend on them rods is such great fun. Obviously anywhere else from here I'd probably be fishing the 3.5 pound test curve greys, but it is nice to get a real bend in the rod. You can imagine a 30 going on one of them. And also on your first session back of 2019, it wouldn't be right if you didn't forget something, eh? So you can see I've got the little Dalkim swingers. It's a bit blurred out there, but who remembers them? Some of you might even still use them, but for me I use the Corda Stows at the minute. Well, I have done for about probably 8 years, and I haven't used these babies for must be close to 10 years, believe it or not. But I forgot the end bits that connect the stows to the alarms, and my snags, the old snag ears as well. So they're all at home. You always forget something, but I've dug these out my old bag in the van, so we've still got a couple of bobbins. Loving life. And the reason why I forgot my other bits is because my Dalkims have all been fixed up, all 4 of them, and the receiver. Lots of bits done to them. Just cost me a good whopping 130 quid. But as good as new. So right, I'm going to continue to get this second trap set. It's set to be a beautiful night. It's going down to about 3 or 4, but really warm tomorrow again. You'll probably see me in shorts and flip-flops hopefully, with highs of 17 degrees. And what is it? I think it's the 23rd of February tomorrow. It's just literally unbelievable. I can't believe it. But I've got to remember, it still is winter. The fish ain't going to be feeding too tough. It's chucking the odd fish here and there. So a bite under the cards will be a very good start. But I'll leave you with that. We'll definitely be catching up tomorrow. Like I say, we're here for 48 hours. I've just about emptied my pegs out. I ain't got very far. I've got the trap set. That's the main thing. And yeah, I'll leave you with that. And we'll catch up in the morning. See you in a bit. Wow, it's a cold one this morning. Last night, after speaking to you guys on the camera, the temperatures crashed. Went down to 0 last night. Usually I really wouldn't feel 0, but as it's my first session back, I've been tucked up in the house all winter. I certainly felt it. But look, you can see there's one rod left. I had to take about probably 2 hours ago now, probably an hour and a half ago now, and we've got our first fish of 2019, so we're going to get the prize out. It's an absolute beaut as well. It was dark when I caught it, it was just getting light, so I'm just going to sort this last rod out now, and we're going to get her out and have a look. It's an absolute pearler of a common, and there's not many commons in here. So, and what are in here are really old gnarly old fish. It's a real beaut. Buzzing to get off the mark for 2019. Hopefully we'll pinch another bite. We'll get her out soon and we'll have a look. Here we are, guys. Gonna look at that beautiful common I spoke about. Here's a lovely February winter carp and my first carp of 2019. Absolute beaut. Oh, let me quickly weigh her till she goes on the scales. Real stunning fish. Beautiful, beautiful looking common. That's why I'm here for these old commons as well. They're really old gnarly fish. About 24.25. What a lovely, lovely way to start this year. Got all this winter colours showing. This is a really, truly beautiful, beautiful looking common. A nice cold water common. Thank God that sun's come out. It's been freezing this morning. And here we are. See if we'll... There's a swan behind me. Look at that. Sun's a bit bright in my eyes. But there she is. 2019 off to a flyer. Absolute beautiful looking common. Lovely goldy brown colours. What a perler. I'll flip around, we'll have a quick butcher the other side before I slip her back. This side is clean as a whistle. Not even a flicked scale on this side. I hope it's coming through on the camera okay. And hopefully we'll pinch another bite. There we go. I can barely see myself in the camera, but there you go, look at that. There she is again, in all her glory. Loving life. Beautiful winter common. Got a few lice on her. She's definitely been held up. But this early February sun has obviously got her on the move. Right, I'm going to flick her back and we'll go through a few things and have a catch up in a bit. Finally, we've hit that magical hour again. The next 5 hours is like serious bite time on this lake right now. So been pissing in the wind all day, pretty much knew nothing was going to happen, even though I had 1 or 2 rods in the margin as well. I'm putting them out into the deeper water again, and I've got to move the right rod shortly. That's out there still, fish to the far margin, but shortly I'll be bringing that in and putting it out on the double spot with the left hand rod. Just finished rebaiting up for tonight. Definitely got done by a fish or 2 last night, believe it or not. I must be a bit cranky after a couple of months off. But it feels good to be back. Had that beautiful common, so I'm absolutely buzzing. And this lake still really excites me, although it's a little lake and that. But I don't know about you guys at home, but when you've been carp fishing a long time, everyone has that one special lake, you know, that lake where you pretty much started off on. And this was this lake for me, really. I've been fishing this lake probably since I was a young boy. And this lake used to fascinate me on the simple fact that I never used to be able to catch out of here, or I never even knew how to catch out of here. And I'm going back years, 20 odd years, 30, and you know, and now it is so rewarding coming back. I know these are clever carp and they are riggy, but to be able to come back and get bites is such a great feeling. And this is that lake for me that I started off, and I probably got my first big carp from this lake, like 20 plus, all them years ago. But it was always tricky back then, but obviously as I got better it becomes a bit easier. But they're still nice fish and I'm still excited to be here. Great action on the little rods there, bent in half it was with that nice 24 common. So there it is, it's turning into a beautiful night. Not going to get as cold tonight, only down to 4 or 5, Last night shot down to 0 degrees, and yeah, it certainly got a bit on the nippy side. But there you go, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to get some dinner on, and we'll have a catch up when we're eating, and a little chat on a bit later on. Right, you join me in the bivvy. It's gone 10 o'clock and I'm having a bit of late night dinner. Proper carpy, eh? Got mushrooms in there, a couple of peppers, all frying off in some nice butter. In here, got 2 lovely chicken breasts, just slowly cooking in butter. Love it. We're going to have fajitas, chicken fajitas. And there, look, something I haven't had for a while. Spring onions, I just peeled them and chopped them in half. Can't wait to have a proper tuck up when I get this sorted out. It smells amazing in this bivvy right now. I'm going to cook the chicken a bit longer then. I'm going to add it to this frying pan, and then add the little marinade spicy bit that you get with the packet. Loving it. That chicken's nearly done now. Yeah, I'm going to carve that up actually and put it in with the veg now and add the spice. And we'll have a look shortly as we move on to the next step. See you in a bit. Time to get a bit of goodness in the old wrap here. Start off with some mayo. This is the finished article. Some spring onion. Spring onion for months. Very long time. Then of course some chicken, which is over here, that all lovely browned off now. Lots of that in there. Right, just steam that a bit for a minute. Sorry about that. Not very professionally done at all, but I'm doing this one-handed. And there you go, look. I'm going to add some peppers and mushrooms to that, but I need 2 hands for that. Finished article. G's getting his munch on. Loving it. Catch you in a bit. Well, the action's been slow, as it's February of course, but we managed to pinch another bite. It's the last day now, early morning, and this one ramped off just before daylight. It's due to cloud over a bit this afternoon, so I'm going to stick it out till this afternoon and try and get one more bite on the bank. But I'm happy, 2 nights, 2 bites, can't complain. It's freezing still, and the water's still really cold. So 2 winter carp, my first session back. Got to be happy, ain't ya? Hopefully there'll be another bite in it today. Put a lot of bait in yesterday, and we'll see if it pays off or not. See if I can get her up. There we are, look. Still tensing a little bit. Let it go, let it go. This one went 16 1/4. Quite as big as that magical common I had yesterday, but buzzing all the same. Put up a nice fight. Light rods again, loving it. And we've got another winter carp on the bank. That's the main thing, we're out here, we're doing it. You can catch them unless you're out and about, are you? Lovely. Hopefully this will put me on good form for the rest of the year now. It's all about bites at the end of the day. Don't try and hit them hard lakes, guys. Get on an easier water, get some bites behind you, just to let you know your stuff's still working, and get you off the mark. But I'm going to put this little beaut back. Hopefully there'll be time for another one. Catch you in a bit. Well guys, that's about it for this session. All wrapped up now, gears in the van. Sun's peered through brightly now. It's never a good thing this time of year. Everything's packed up and in the van. I'm waiting ready to go. It's been a good session. Managed a couple of bites. First 2 bites of 2019. Absolutely buzzing with that beautiful common. What an absolute stunning fish. So I'll be back next week. I've dropped a bit of bait in a few places. It's set to stay warm, so we'll see what happens, eh? Oh, I'll see you on the next one.